What's up, YouTube? We are back, Season 1, Episode 12 in this awesome weight loss journey. I'm your host, Brian, and today we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do some meal prep. We're going to work out. I'm going to talk to you about some cool shit I got starting tomorrow. But first, let's hit the scale. 279.2. I always hate to see the scale go up, but like I said before countless times, all over my other social media platforms and right here on this channel, weight loss isn't linear, right? So I'm not worried about it. I had the same problem I had last week with time, and I have a feeling that this is going to be a struggle that I'm going to have for the next week or two because I'm starting my new job. Schedule's going to change. Finding the times to go work out again, rearranging all my meal times because I eat pretty regularly throughout the week in terms of when I eat what meal. So all of that stuff just got thrown up in the air, and now we've got to pick all the pieces up and get it sorted out. But we're going to get there. I'm confident. I'm not worried about it. Half a pound is not that big of a deal, and we're going to keep moving forward. Now today I told you we were going to do some meal prep. I'm not going to go through the whole process with you because that could be like an hour and a half long. But I'm going to prep proteins today. I've got three things we're going to get ready. I've got some shredded chicken, I've got some chicken tenders, and I've got some beef taco meat that we're going to get ready. And I'm going to use a couple different cooking methods for those so you can see the setup for all that stuff. So let's get started with that. So the first protein source, and it's actually already ready to go, there's no prep involved, is this guy right here. What they do in the grocery stores. If you've seen those rotisserie chickens that they do in the big rotisseries, and they put them in the bag and you take them home and they're hot and it's like a whole chicken or whatever. Well, they can only sell those for so long. So they'll take some of them and they'll chill them and they'll sell them as whole cold birds, and then they'll pick a lot of the meat and they'll sell them like this. This is just a deli pack of chicken breast. You got to be careful when you buy this stuff because sometimes it comes with the white meat and the dark meat. Not that the dark meat's bad, but me personally, I'm trying to reduce my fat intake as much as humanly possible to try to keep that under about 25-30 grams a day. And this is a really big source. Protein is a really big source of fat. So I stick strictly to the chicken breast, and this is number one. This is, I believe, I already peeled the label off of here for the video, but this is, I want to say 1.8 pounds. So this is good for probably 3 to 4 meals, or if I just use it for just breakfast, probably like 6 meals. So yeah, this is protein source number one, and it's already ready to go. That protein source number two is a little more complicated. I've got these chicken tenderloins here. Now, these are chicken breasts. The chicken breast, and I'll give you a little anatomy lesson here, is actually composed of two parts. There's the round thing that looks like a chicken breast, like you would normally think. And if you flip it over on the backside, there's this little strip of muscle underneath that's kind of barely attached. You can actually grab those things if you get a whole chicken breast and peel it right off. That's called the chicken tenderloin. And those things are just a fraction cheaper than chicken breasts, and they're also a lot more readily available when you go to the store. You're not going to have a hard time finding chicken, but especially right now when we're shooting this video, October 22nd, 2021, meat prices are going through the roof. So every 1/10 of a cent I can save, every 10 cents a pound I can save, I'm going to try to do it because these chicken's getting really expensive right now. I think these were $4.99 a pound, and chicken breasts were like $5.25. So it's insane, the price of chicken. So anyway, trying to cut corners everywhere I can in terms of price. These things are just as good. They have exactly the same nutritional content. We're gonna do something super easy with these. We're gonna sous vide them today. So sous vide, without getting crazy complicated, is just a process where you cook something in a bag that's sealed, and we take the air out of it so that it's under a vacuum, put it in a warm bath, and let water circulate at a very precise temperature. Sous vide has a lot of practical applications in the culinary industry. For us, we're just using it because 150-degree water sitting on the stove is a hell of a lot cooler in my house when it's 90 degrees outside than a 350-degree oven. I'm going to keep it really simple, just some salt and pepper. I'm not going to get crazy with these. The main thing for me, and maybe I should have mentioned this earlier, I don't meal prep in the traditional sense where I've got meals dedicated, you know, Monday morning, Monday day, Monday night. More or less, I prep my proteins, and then whatever I feel like making throughout the week, I just make. but I don't have to spend that extra time making the proteins, which is by far the most complicated and most time-consuming part of cooking. So I'm going to keep these real simple. Salt and pepper. We're going to put them in the bag. I'll show you how the sous vide machine works, and we'll show you the end result when they come out. All right? Let's do it. So the first part of this process is super simple. I've just got some salt and pepper, and I've got some of this Slapio Mama, which is basically a seasoning salt. If you're from Texas or Louisiana, you know what this is. If you're up in the New England area, you may have heard of Old Bay. That's big up there. If you're from anywhere southwest, it might be Textjoy steak seasoning, but it's just seasoned salt. We're going to put all this stuff in here with our chicken tenders, and we're going to mix them up. So what we've got here is just our vacuum bag that came with the kit that came with our sous vide machine, and the vacuum's going off. So we're going to seal this up, and we want to make sure that this seal is really, really good. Now, not all these vacuum bags are the same. Some of them have a little machine that melts the bag closed. This one's more like a Ziploc bag. I like that because I don't have to cut them open and I can reuse them. And then I want to lay these out in such a way that they are nice and individual in here. I don't want them laying on top of one another. That way I know they're going to cook evenly. It shouldn't matter because we're going to leave these in here for more than enough time for them to cook all the way through. We just want to make sure that we cover our asses. Now, the way this particular Ziploc bag works is it's got this little vacuum pump and this little sticker is like a little two-way air valve. And then I just set this on here with this little area over the hole. I hit the button, and it opens the valve up, and it will eventually start to suck the air out of the bag. Close it, stick my finger over it, we're all set. There's our vacuum bag of chicken tenders. I can throw this in the fridge, cook this another day if I want to, but we're prepping this for the week, so we're going to go ahead and fire it now. But first we need to set up our sous vide machine. So now we're going to set up our sous vide machine. This particular sous vide machine is made by a company called Inkbird. It wasn't incredibly expensive. They run about $100, and there's lots of different brands out there. This particular one has an app that we can control it with now, but every sous vide machine will have some min and max markers. We want to make sure that the water is at least above the minimum and not above the maximum. And you just set it in a vessel of water. It doesn't matter if it's a pot, a Cambro, your swimming pool, whatever it is. The smaller the vessel, the more likely you are to keep an accurate measure of temperature. Like I wouldn't put this in your actual swimming pool, but you could put this in a Cambro or a big pot. It'll work just fine. We're going to plug it in. And then we take our product and we're going to put it in the bath. This is our chicken. We want to make sure that our chicken's completely covered with water. We'll fold the bag over, and it comes with these little clips that we clip in to make sure that this doesn't go all over the place. And now, if I can get you in there to take a look, we're all set, ready to go. We're not blocking the intake for the sous vide machine. We may add a little bit of water because we're probably well below the max line. We want a good amount of water in there. And then we're going to jump into the app and get this sucker started. So now we're in our app. Found our machine. We're cooking chicken, so we'll hit poultry. And then it's got all sorts of different things here. We're cooking chicken breasts, so we'll select chicken breast. It gives us some little things to think about and to do, and some settings for different particular types of meat. All we're going to do is hit the heating button, and we're going to go. We're jamming. If you look here, it's got a time for us. It'll tell us how long we have left to cook, what the target temperature is, and it'll beep whenever it's ready to start cooking. and then it'll beep when it's finished.
A few moments later.
And that's it. That's our chicken tenderloins, all cooked. Give them a nice feel. They're nice and firm. You see all that moisture in there. They're still juicy. And we let this cool. Throw it in the refrigerator. And because it's Ziploc, we can just use them right out of this bag. We don't need to waste any containers or anything, and throw the bag away when we're finished. Another one of my favorite hacks is this stuff right here. This is fajita meat. This particular one I haven't gotten before. This is diced taco meat. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. I'm a little nervous about this, which is why I'm taking you guys along with me. That way, if I screw it up, I've got it on film. But this prepackaged taco meat comes in beef, chicken, pork, skirt steak. You can get chicken thighs. You can get it Italian flavored. You can get it chili lime flavored. It is a little more expensive than traditional, like if you were just going to go buy it and season it yourself. But I don't have to keep all that stuff in the house. Like, I don't need chili lime sauce, and I don't need this, and I don't need that. You do have to pay a little bit of attention to the labels, because a lot of these marinades can contain really sweet and really fatty things. Fat and sugar are things that people love to put in marinades. So reading those labels is super critical, but they're not hard to find. They come in nice big sizes. Like this one, I believe was, gosh, I gotta read the label again. I want to say this was like 2.5 pounds, and then they have like a 5 or a 6 pound. So, you know, if you're cooking for a family or you know, a boyfriend or girlfriend, you know, you get the extra meat in there. For me personally, that's more than enough between that and the chicken tenderloins. I'm set for the week. But all sorts of sizes, all sorts of flavors. Don't sleep on the fajita meat. It's a great application. We're just going to throw that in a wok with a little olive oil just to get a good sear on it, let it cool, and put it in a container. So let's get started on that. This is called a wok. Woks are super cool because they're designed to get things on the bottom really, really, really seared really fast. And the things that are around the edges, not so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little oil in here. Now, keep in mind, for those of us counting macros, and you are, anything that you add to your proteins while you're doing meal prep, you have to add to your calories. So we're going to put a couple tablespoons of oil in there. We got to count those too. So we start this process with some olive oil. Just enough to coat the bottom. And we turn this thing on high and we wait for it to get ripping hot. And when I say ripping hot, I mean burn your nuts off hot. So as this guy starts to get hot, it's important to keep in mind that we really concentrate the heat in this center section of the wok. So things can kind of get a little crazy when you start to put food in there. So just be careful that whatever you're putting in there, if it's got a lot of water in it or it's been marinating, that you give it a little test first so you don't burn the shit out of yourself or burn the house down, because both of those things would honestly suck. So we're going to grab a piece of this. Oh yeah, we're ready to rock. Well, we're not quite ready to rock yet. We're not quite there yet. Really fucking close though. This is basically going to be what we're going to do with this taco meat. After this heats up a little more. And I'm going straight in from the package. And that's it. We'll let this sit just like this until it's nice and cool. We'll put it in a resealable box and stick her in the fridge. So that's it. Super simple protein prep. That's really all the meal prep that I do, guys. You know, I have my overnight oats that I bring to work with me. I eat in the afternoon, and I make those in the evening. They take about 5 minutes. I do my breakfast sandwiches in the morning, which is kind of my wake up routine. You know, I throw my waffles in the toaster and make eggs and mix a little protein in there, and that's pretty much it. Shake, a protein bar, and a thing of yogurt, and I'm good to go. So, super simple. It's not as organized as a lot of other meal strategies, but I like having that flexibility, and I hate having to think that I have to get up on Sunday or Saturday or whatever day it is and lay out all these meal prep things and wash all these containers, and it just feels more like a normal lifestyle. So I really enjoy it, and like I said, I love having the flexibility to do whatever the hell I want on any given day. So that's it. That's meal prep. I think right now what we should probably do is go catch a workout. So let's go to the gym. So that's episode 12 in the books, guys. I hope you got something out of this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click that bell if you want to get notified when we put more content out. Next week will be another fun week. I will have started my new job, and hopefully I'll have lots of cool, fun things to tell you about that. Hopefully we get this workout schedule lined out, because that's really going to be, honestly, I'm stressing over that. So hopefully I get that sorted out, and we'll have lots of new fun things to show you. We'll get some food content up next week. And until then, of course, like I said, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you then. Take care.